We arrived on scene at 7:18 a.m. and discovered the solo vehicle collision, and the sole occupant was, again, Tiger Woods.
When I arrived on scene, Mr. Woods was seated in the driver's seat. I made contact with him, and I ensured that he was able to speak to me. At that time, he seemed that as though he was still calm and lucid.
At the time, they did not see any evidence of impairment, anything that of concern.
I asked him what his name was. He told me his name was Tiger, and at that moment, I immediately recognized him. I asked him if he knew where he was, what time of day, just to make sure he was oriented. He seemed as though he was lucid and calm.
It was a solo vehicle. Vehicle traveled several hundred feet from the center divider at the intersection and rested on the west side of the road in the brush. Sustained major damage to the vehicle. You've seen all the images of that.
Unfortunately, Mr. Woods was not able to stand under his own power. Our partners at LA County Fire were able to extricate him from the vehicle, and they put him onto a backboard. Because
it is downhill, it slopes, and it also it curves. That area has a high frequency of accidents. It's not uncommon.
The nature of his vehicle, the fact that he was wearing a seatbelt, I would say that it greatly increased the likelihood that it saved his life.
This morning, Tiger Woods is out of the hospital and recovering at home, weeks after a terrifying car crash in Southern California. Taking to Twitter overnight, the golfing great thanking the medical teams who have, quote, all taken such great care of me, writing he is so grateful for the outpouring of support and encouragement since the accident, adding he will be working on getting stronger every day.
It's very fortunate that Mr. Woods was able to come out of this alive.
Last month, Woods was driving to a TV shoot outside of LA when his SUV struck a median, causing the vehicle to roll over several times. Woods broke his right leg in multiple places, surgeons inserting a rod into his tibia and screws and pins into his foot and ankle.
No skid marks, no braking. So apparently the first contact was with the center median.
According to authorities, Woods' SUV was traveling at a greater than normal rate of speed. With no signs of impairment, the sheriff's department did not seek a warrant to obtain a sample of his blood. Now the investigation into the near-fatal crash is moving forward, including the examination of the car's black box that could determine the vehicle's speed, positioning, and other critical information.
He's doing better.
Last week, star golfer Rory McIlroy telling Jimmy Fallon his friend was on the mend.
You know, hopefully if things go well over the next week or so, we might be able to get home.
Woods' impact on golf, as well as his bond with some of sport's biggest stars, have been on display in recent weeks. Just days after the crash, multiple players paying tribute during the final round of a tournament by wearing Woods' signature Sunday red. And Justin Thomas, who won the Players' Championship this weekend, says Woods actually reached out to him to wish him luck.
More than a month after Tiger Woods crashed his SUV in Southern California, the Los Angeles County Sheriff says detectives have determined the cause of the accident. However, due to a privacy concern, details will not be made public until Tiger gives his permission.
What? So the golf legend is currently recovering at home after suffering serious leg injuries from the February 23rd crash. As we know, he was alone in the car and no other vehicles were involved. Tiger was on his way to the Riviera golf course at the time when his SUV struck a median and traveled 400 feet off the road, rolling several times. Now, during a press conference on Wednesday, Sheriff Alex Villanueva provided an update on their latest findings.
A cause has been determined. The investigation has concluded. However, we have reached out to Tiger Woods and his personnel. We need, there's some privacy issues on releasing information on the investigation, so we're going to ask them if they waive the privacy, and then we will be able to do a full release on all the information regarding the accident. We have all the contents of the black box. We've got everything. It's completed, signed, sealed, and delivered. However, we can't release it without the permission of the people involved in the collision.
Tiger Woods is on the mend. The star golfer is recovering nearly 2 months after his scary car accident. Woods posted this photo of himself on the golf course with crutches and a cast on his foot and his dog by his side. He wrote, "My course is coming along faster than I am, but it's nice to have a faithful rehab partner, man's best friend." This is the first photo of the golf legend. After his accident, he's been recovering at home in Florida.
A lot of people rooting for his recovery.